move might make your head blow off.
Hey, yo, it's a talk show host, Kaynah Lassiter. Join me for an episode of Relations, the most lit hour of adult conversation.
Hold up, you know you can't forget about me. It's 51 Spades, Alpha Male G-O-D, one half of Relations. You wanna hear the truth? Can you handle the truth? It's where it's at, baby. It's where it's at, baby.
What's good? Welcome to an all-new episode of Relations. My name is Kaynah Lassiter.
Say it with me now. Alpha Male G-O-D, 51 Spade, a.k.a. the ninja you love to hate. I'm in the building.
You know how we do it, guys. We have 2 topics in 1 hour. The first topic is the difference between being wanted and being kept. And the second topic is encouragement sabotage. That's going to be a really good one. I think both topics are going to be really good. Let's start with the difference between being wanted and being kept. What inspired this conversation is, I think social media has a way of imploding our egos. Especially, I don't know about men. I'll let you address that for men. But for women, it seems like they are starting to value themselves based on how many men are in their DMs. And what I know consistently is this. I've never heard one of my girlfriends say, "Oh my God, I met my match. I found my soulmate in my DMs." So if that's true, if we're not dating from our DMs, then why are we reminding people that so many people want us based on what's happening on social media? I got 300 likes on my thirst trap. I got 10,000 followers on my TikTok. So, I'm wanted. Somebody wants me. Okay, but do they want to keep you? So that's the topic. The difference between being wanted or desired for some reason. And if it's on social media, it's based on your thirst trap that you set. So those people want something from you. So that's being wanted. What about being kept? Why isn't that what we're going after versus the likes on social media and our inbox imploding? I think it's a really, really big problem for women. And the reason why it's important and why it's a big problem is because I think it's getting in the way of self-improvement. You need to hit the gym. Well, my DMs ain't suffering. You need to quit smoking. My DMs ain't suffering. You need to get a better job. My DMs ain't suffering. You need to be more tidy. My DMs don't think that. So it's like when you try to give somebody some type of correction or critique or question what status they are relationship-wise, that the default answer is, well, I got suitors. My DMs show me that.
That's a question or that's a statement?
Well, it's both. You want to know why at the same time. DMs have so much value. So yeah, there's a question why, but it's also a statement that's what's happening. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm getting back from women who I feel like need some improvement.
You know when this show come on at the very, very beginning, and then you hear yours truly say some very important words? You know the words I say at the beginning? You want the truth, but can you handle the truth? And that's what it boiled down to me. It don't really have anything to do with DMs. It don't have anything to do with anything. I feel like people believe the lies that they tell themselves because this is the type of world that we in. I could see from your standpoint, a lot of women are attention whores. Every time I say this, people like look at me with this pause and be like, they take like this gasp of air. And I'm not saying anything wrong with being an attention whore. Like if you want to be that, it depends on where you want to be in life. Because I can't say like one thing is better than the other based on like what you're trying to achieve. I'm going to say, what about the women who don't want to be married? You know what I'm saying? Like there's some women who prefer their careers over being married. So they would just like the attention. So whether that attention is from their DMs, social media, reality shows, whatever the case may be, they will always choose their career or them making money or being financial over just being with a man. So I can't say whether it's a right or wrong thing, but I can say the result for what most people look for, if you say you want to be married, that's going to make you delusional as far as women who, I like, this man is in my DM. Do he want to fuck you? Do he want to keep you?
Well, that would be the question, because most of the time that I get that rebuttal, oh, well, I get DMs all the time. My inbox is full. My rebuttal to that, okay, so which one of them are you going out on a date with? Which one of them do you see long term? Usually the answer is none, because all of them are weirdos. So then if you're telling me that your DMs are full, but all of them are weirdos in the same sentence, then why are you putting so much value on it? You wouldn't date any of them. Mm-hmm. None of them have your phone number.
So do you call them out on the lie that they saying?
Well, it's not really a lie. It's a rebuttal. Do I call them out? That's usually the call out. The call out is usually like, but you don't want anybody in there, right? Who your perfect guy isn't in your DMs. Your perfect guy does not have an eHarmony page. Your perfect guy is not on Tinder. So that's always my rebuttal. Oh, but I got a lot of hits on Tinder, but who do you want to end up with on Tinder? I thought Tinder was a hookup site. So that's somebody you're looking to hook up with. So that has no value. You can't hit me with a rebuttal of no value. Mm-hmm. And I feel like the rebuttals don't have any value to them if you're referring to your DMs. Mm-hmm. Because those are not the men who are asking you on a date. Those are the men that are asking you to send nudes. So why are you rebuttaling me with, but my DMs look like this and my DMs look like that? I'm desirable. People want me. People like me. Oh, really? Because the people that you're telling me that like you and want you, you don't want. So why are they in the conversation?
Lies. That's what I'm saying. It's still more.
It's a deflection. I would call it more of a deflection than a lie. It's kind of like me saying.
But some people believe they lies that they tell themselves. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to really want to say, you can use deflection in that, but I want to say in their heart of hearts, they believe that. Like, people lie to themselves. To me, it's just like a woman who has a man that's rich and want to be, they don't want to know about the extracurricular activity that they man is actually doing. So they lie to themselves and say, it ain't coming to my door. And they might really know that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're not getting the phone calls, but that extra trip that he take out somewhere, is it really a business trip? Mm-hmm. Or is it to go see Sasha, the masseuse? You know what I'm saying? you know what I'm saying? You know, because your intuition tells you, but do you really want to know? And I think it's the same thing with that. Like, to me, what it boils down to is like, you just don't want to become the person who you were originally supposed to be, to step up your game. So I think people get a better thing out of pumping themselves up by being better than the people that's in their DMs, because you know you better than the person in your DMs. You believe that. So it's easy for you to pass judgment and just say that, well, and not you pass judgment. I'm talking about them, to say, hey, these people want me. They do. Is that a lie? Probably not. They all do want you.
No, they want something from you, but
it's called punani.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so I'm going to try to be delicate. Okay, everybody that's listening knows what a thirst trap is. So if you put on a onesie and you got a camel toe, and you make a video for social media, you know, and you get 300 likes, that person doesn't like you. They like how you look. And every one of my friends are grown enough to understand that. I thought.
Are they?
I don't know. I'm starting to really question, are we, like you said, are we really trying to dumb ourselves down to make ourselves just feel better about ourselves? Like, you know that if you are in a one-piece romper and you make a sexy video, then you should get 300 likes because you're selling sex.
You better get over 300 likes because you ain't doing a good job.
Right, but you know what I'm saying. You're getting that attention based on that. Why are we now confusing your thirst trap with people wanting you? That's why the context of the subject is the difference between being wanted and being kept.
What?
If you're being desirable because you're putting that out, you're setting a thirst trap. You're putting your camel toe in the lens for everybody to respond to. And then when someone questions why you're not dating, or when you question why people just want sex from you, I have to refer you back to the thirst trap. If you're selling sex, if you're promoting sex on your social media, then that's what you're selling. That's what there's there to buy. Don't sell sex and then say, I got a good heart. Bitch, you ain't showing your heart. You showing your pussy.
Yeah. I don't disagree with you there. But see, this is the double-edged sword of that. We're taught that. Like, realistically, we're all taught that. And we're taught that sexuality, selling sex, being sexual is what sells. You know, like, what sells for a magazine, that's Playboy. It ain't no bitch reading no book. You know what I'm saying? Like, they gotta be out.
Okay, but are you looking in Playboy to find your future wife? Well, you know, I'm gonna look through these pages. There she is. There's Ginger. That's who I'm taking home to mom. Her whole ass is out.
But you're
not looking at Ginger for wife material. You're looking at Ginger because you want to fuck.
Got you. But see, that's the thing about this, though. That's another thing that a lot of women will probably try to debunk your theory. A lot of hoes getting wiped up. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, like, because it's you got to remember, like, it's different stages of hoism. You know what I'm saying? So it is. It's different. It's different stages. You know what I'm saying? You got, like, just like your regular hoe, you know what I'm saying? You got like a midwife hoe, you know what I'm saying? You got a high price hoe, you know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of them that's out here. So when you look at someone who, like, good example. You take someone like Nene Leakes. She was a stripper, for Christ's sake. You know what I'm saying? Now, did she get married?
Yeah.
High price hoe. It don't take nothing. It doesn't take anything away from her being on no pole. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, now, see how that face is? See, this is where we getting shit a little twisted. We start like being like less aggressive, like of what really happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going like, just because a tree fell in the goddamn woods and ain't nobody here, don't mean that shit ain't happening.
Well, let me say this. And I don't know the background story, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say her husband did not find her on the pole.
Gotcha, but that don't mean that she wasn't.
She didn't date the guys that were tipping her from being on the pole. Those guys were there to spectate and give her $1 for showing her titties.
But
the man she married did not find her in the strip club.
But she still got to divulge her hoism. Now, you don't want to be like married to someone. I'm going to just say me, as a man. I don't want to marry you and then all of a sudden it's like, you know I used to be a stripper, right? When did this happen? You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta divulge that shit. Yeah. And then the man has to decide from there whether you want to wife that or not. So you still judging it. Now, some people don't look at it as a bad thing. They can say, hey, people make mistakes. So that's what I'm saying.
But now you're talking from a perspective that someone that used to be in a thirst trap situation.
Gotcha.
And you're also talking about someone who's intelligent enough to say that was my past. And they're saying that for a reason.
Hold on. No, I'm not. See, this is the thing now. Remember I said it's different stages of hoism? You see, we're not going to let you slide away and be like, that was a person that used to. She's a high price hoe. You see what I'm saying? She learned a way not to hustle just on the pole. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't going to marry anybody that is still lower class. You understand what I'm saying? It's a high price hoe. You know what I'm saying? She just knew how to get it off the pole.
Not a hoe person.
High price hoe. She knew how to get it off the pole. Nothing wrong with that. Not saying anything wrong with it. I'm just saying, know how to get it. Hey, I don't got to use my body. You know what I'm saying? Just to be on a pole to get a husband. Yeah. I can get off this pole.
But I want to know why I don't think that you go on the pole. You don't go to work at 7 o'clock at G5 like, ooh, I might find my husband tonight. No, you looking for a G. You going to the strip club, you getting on the pole for $1 bill. Gotcha. That's someone clearly in that position for motive. And that's what I'm saying. The women I'm talking about are posted on social media and in the same breath saying, I'm looking for a husband. Why? How are you? Those two things don't go together.
So can you agree that we have lowered the standards, though, of what it is to be wife material, what someone is looking for? Because to me, I look at it as this, and I'm going to speak from a man's standpoint. You always often have men who are nice. The saying is nice guys finish last. Okay? Mm-hmm. Women don't want nice guys. You know, you don't want the guy that's going to bring you flowers. You don't want the guy that's going to roll out a carpet for you. You don't want that. You want a roughneck. You want a bad boy, this and that. But when men see another man that treat a woman like shit and then get everything that come with that, it turns that man into an asshole. Because he like, what the fuck am I being nice for? I'm finishing last. So you turn into that. Now, if you flip that around and you see a woman who on the pole, selling sex appeal, everything else, and then getting married, you could be like, well, I don't have to be the cookie cutter type as far as just like being submissive, knowing how to cook, knowing how to clean.
I'll take that from the woman that has that. What I mean is I'll take that from a Nene. I'll take that from women who started in the sex business and now they've graduated out of that and they are wiped up. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about women who complain about being lonely and at the same time are setting those thirst traps. And when you have a conversation with them about them being lonely and single, they use those thirst traps as a rebuttal. They are.
But why are you letting them get away with that though?
This is me not letting them get away with it. Doing the show.
Okay, but
using it as a topic.
Okay, damn the show. But why are you letting your friends get away with it when you're confronted with that? Because I often said a lot of times to stop hoism, a lot of women need to speak up. Because see, men can't speak up on situations like this just because mainly like if a man was to say, man, look at you, man, why you got your... Or I give you a better example. Someone like Romeo and Angela Simmons.
That's a good example.
What did he say? He said, you, Angela Simmons, why do you feel like you have to be in a bikini? Why do you feel like you got to have your breasts out? Why do you feel like... And you know what happened to him when he said that? He got attacked.
He did.
Who are you to tell me what I'm supposed to do? Who are you to tell me that I can't be on there with my titties out? You know what I'm saying? I'm not showing any nudity or nothing like that. I'm in a bikini. Like,
it's men, it's unattractive.
I get that. So what I'm saying to you is this. Is a man, men be passive on this. Because now we done got into a situation where men are like, okay, cool. Y'all don't want us to say anything about what y'all do with y'all bodies and shit like that. We fall back. But what I'm saying now is like, now a woman is talking to you and saying, I can't get a man. I can't get a husband. I can't do that. But y'all passively don't be like, well, do you think you look like a hoe on Instagram? Do you think you look like a hoe on TikTok? Like if I was a man, I don't hear a lot of that shit going on. Yeah. Like I hear a lot of girl, it's hot girl summer. I'm a boss bitch. I'm, cute and all this other type shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't see other women checking that. So y'all let them continue this lie. And then now they get older and lonely and got cats and got dogs and got alligators and shit like this. And all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? Y'all wait too long to tell them the truth when you can tell them right now.
It's so hard.
What's hard about it?
I'm saying though, like it's so hard, and I'm saying that as the honest person in my friend group. I am the truth teller of my friend group. I am the truth teller in business. I am the person who gives you the raw truth. And it's still very hard in those moments to be like, girl, go back and look through your TikTok and you should be able to answer why no one's trying to wifey you. Go back and look through your IG posts and ask yourself again why they keep asking you for news. Go back and look at your posts and ask yourself if you would be saying, hey, ma'am, can I take you out 7 o'clock tomorrow for a drink? That's not what's on their mind because you got your whole ass out. You're selling your vagina. It's just hard to be that raw in the moment. So I still keep it real by saying, how did I put it the other day?
Push that P.
I said, right now in your life, you need attention. That's what I said to one of my friends that's on social all the time. Right now, that's what you need and that's what you're getting. Posting on social media fulfills something that you're looking for right now. Mm. And that's my way of saying you're getting back what you're putting out. You're putting out your ass and they asking for nudes. Mm. You must need that right now. Because there is a time. I'm not perfect. Though. I understand that. But I went through a phase in my life where I needed a particular type of attention. It was in business. It wasn't sexual. But there was a time when I needed a certain amount of attention. So there were things I was willing to do for people to look over here, look over here. And that's what they're doing.
But that might answer your question, though. You're not in their shoes. So sometimes people can't relate to people who are not in their shoes. You get what I'm saying? Like, you just said, like, for me, I don't need the sexual attention. For me, that isn't what builds me up. And to me, a lot of times, that's the thing with people is like, if a woman is around another woman and both of them need sexual attention, they can relate to each other. Mm-hmm. She can't relate to you because
I'm not looking for that type
you're
of
not
attention.
looking for that type of. So she's like, you know, you don't even know what I'm going through. You understand? That's like me hanging out with a 600-pound fat dude. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, man, you could just stop eating that burger. He gonna look at me like I'm crazy. You know what I'm saying? He be like, what do you know about not wanting 20 burgers? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know anything about that. So he's gonna automatically gonna look at me and like, you cannot relate to me wanting to lose 100 pounds. You understand what I'm saying? Now, my only thing with that is also this. I feel like also y'all kind of tread on shit where I feel like it's a little too light. You see what I'm saying? Because also what y'all kind of like lit past when someone is looking for attention is there are people who get through from the attention. Then y'all let them fuck somebody for 2-3 months or whatever the case may be, and then they back in your face again. This is the time you have an open door right then and there to be like, how'd you meet him? On social media? I told your ass
that's your bad.
That. You know what I'm saying? And this, you have to make them show you how they end up there. Because to me, that's what guys do to other guys. We make them accountable for the shit. Like, if some shit go down with one of my homeboys and I tell him that it's finna go left, I hold him accountable for that. And I was like, so remember when I told you when you first started that this shit was a wrap, that later on you gonna see that. Right when it go that way, I bring it right back up to him. Mm-hmm. Women don't do that, you know what I'm saying? Because the minute it go left for y'all, she's calling you, she's crying, and all you care to do at that point in time is comfort her. It might be a woman thing. I don't really know. But instead of jumping on her, y'all start telling them shit like, girl, it's going to be all right.
That's the next subject. That's the next subject.
I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Girl, it's going to be okay, and you can find, you know, someone else, and this and that. And instead of saying, well, if you wouldn't have had your ass out and your titties out and you know what I'm saying, setting all this thirst trap, like, did you think he was with you because he was interested in you reading Harry Potter?
But these are the things that I say that I feel like my group of friends and women in my age group already know. You already know that if you put your ass online, the people that are watching,
if they know that, why would they be doing it?
That would be the question. That would be the question for them. Why do you keep putting that out if that's not the type of attention you want?
But I'm saying they might not know that.
It's been 3 days and they're asking me for a nude already. That's because they see you posting things that looks like you're the type of person that might send a nude. You can't post your ass or, you know, just yourself in lingerie or whatever, or a short or booty shorts, and don't expect the people to ask you to send nudes. That's what you're putting out. But I don't expect to have to say this. So if somebody's on my line and they're saying something asinine, I'm not keen to rebuttal. What I'm keen to do is roll my fucking eyes like you can't be serious. Like, are you really on the other end of the phone?
Hit them with the facts.
Because someone asked you for a nude? Of course they asked you for a nude. Duh.
But you still gotta hit them with facts. Like, to me, the thing about this is, like, I'm a firm believer of you giving someone too much credit to be smarter than they actually are.
I do give my friends a lot of credit.
Then don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's where you going wrong at. I don't give my friends credit to be smarter than what I think they are. Oftentimes with men, that's proven. You know what I'm saying? Often a lot with men is proven. Like, we don't meet our set of friends. I'm just saying as guys. We don't meet our set of friends and be like, you know what, that motherfucker just a smart motherfucker. He has to do something for us to be like, that makes him smart. We don't just give him credit for being smart. I think a lot of times y'all do that. Y'all pacify situations, and then those situations grow into problems. But keep in mind, by you pacifying it, you can catch it early. Just like with kids, a lot of times. You can catch it early and nip it in the bud, but y'all let it grow. Well, that's why they don't know. Y'all let it grow out of control. Like, I get, like, sometimes I meet women sometimes, and they'll be like, you know, I just got this pretty face and this ass. And they just wide. You know what I'm saying? And I be like, who told you you had a big ass? Who told you that?
Social media?
Okay, but that don't make it fat. You gotta hear it. You know what I'm saying? For somebody really credible. You understand what I'm saying? But you just heard probably one person say it, then you roll with it, and they could have just been saying it just to get, you know, in your pants. And often I tell women all the time, like, when we first, men, we want sex.
And we're going to say whatever we need to say
to get it. We want sex. And we're going to say anything it takes to get it. But the reality of it is, We want sex, and women know that. So that's why the thirst traps are being set up. They know we want sex. They set up the thirst traps, and when they set the thirst traps up, that's the validation. Every woman don't need validation, but you know how many times I've met women that are broken? They look pretty on the outside, but when you start talking to them, do you think I'm pretty? How do you think I look, Spade? I'm like, God damn. I would have thought you was more confident than you actually from the pictures you post and shit like that. But they don't really be like that. So a lot of those thirst traps that's being set, they're not even really confident in it. So they let the weirdos and shit like that boost their ego.
And I don't have a problem with that because, like I said, it plays a certain role and it feeds the ego when it needs feeding. I don't have a problem with you going after what you need in the moment. But I see women now confusing that need of attention. They're confusing it with, I can be loved and I'm really liked. No, they want to fuck. And you need that attention right now. That's doing something for you and for your confidence to get you through the moment. It's not for you to replace the idea that you don't need to work because your DMs are showing you that you're already where you need to be. And I think that's what the DMs do. The DMs, you so fine. Can I have your number? All these things are saying to you the whole time, I must look great. I must be pretty. My ass must be fat. I'm a great catch. Look at my DMs. And that's wrong. All of those things are wrong.
Okay, but this is the thing,
it's used for a particular motive. I get that. Let it fulfill that moment. Don't let it fulfill everything now going forward.
Why you don't do this, though? See those things that you just started doing? You said, look at my DMs. Do you have a man? No. There you go. That's going in the right direction. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Secondly, you know what I'm saying? But I got all these men that's trying to do this XYZ, this and that. Look at this finger right here. Anything on it? Is it bare?
And the next question would be, would any one of those people in your DMs be the person to put the ring on your finger? Would you even choose that guy? That's what's confusing me. Is
But
that they're using those men to pump their chest up, but then you're taking the wind right back out of your chest when I ask you, are any of those men that's in your DM even husband material?
But what I'm saying is you might get the answer that you're looking for. Because if you start, see those questions that I just started asking you? Some of them might start giving you the answers that you're saying that you're looking for. Some of them might say, well, I don't want a man. I'm cool with
just the attention.
Just the attention.
Yeah.
Some of them might say, I already been married, or I don't want to get married. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I said, like, I really can't fault it. Now, whether they know the difference or not, that's why I said a lot of people lie to themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like, if I meet a woman and she say, I'm cool with not wanting to be in a relationship, or I'm cool with not having a husband, the only thing I see is like, okay, you don't want to better yourself and become all you can be, like the army, for a man. That's it. You don't want to face the reality that you would have to actually become better to get that husband. You would actually have to become better to get a man. So you good with the weirdos.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes that fulfills that need. And that's really somebody who's given up and saying, you know what, that, whatever emotion that is giving you, whatever you're getting out of that is fulfilling that need for wanting to have a healthy relationship with somebody in the present for whatever reason. But it's clear that, you know, to your girlfriends like me and to those that are listening who have a big social media presence and who are single but setting those thirst traps, I just wanted it to be clear to you that when you're having conversations with us, we see right through it. And we're wondering,
especially the men. Yeah,
we're wondering how you're equating being someone with a lot of options with someone who has a whole bunch of people in their DMs. Just because you got 100 DMs from 100 different people does not mean you have a lot of options. And the reason why I'm saying you don't have a lot of options is because, like I said, most of the time I'll ask my girlfriends which one out of the 100 is worth going to dinner. You can't answer. Which one out of the 100 asked you on the date? You can't answer. It's because they don't want the date. They want the ass. And so I'm just saying that we know that. So for you to challenge us with the rebuttal that your DMs is full does not mean you have a whole bunch of value. It just means that you're setting thirst traps.
Or your friends could be a bunch of hoes. And they just want that attention on that end. See, that's another thing why I be saying, like, a lot of people, not being funny either, you know what I'm saying? Because I know you're looking crazy, but what I'm saying is, like, would your friends really be like, girl, I just want to go get that dick? I doubt very seriously a lot of women just sit around plotting, you know what I'm saying, with their homegirls. Like,
no, they don't. They say they want husbands, and then they go post their ass on social media, and it doesn't go together.
But that's
why we're talking.
But that might not be what they want. They might just want a good fucking for the night. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes your friend might not be comfortable enough to tell you that. You see what I'm saying?
I just want to get fucked, girl.
Yeah. So some of the attention that they may getting might not lead to husband shit, and that's where the confusion is coming into play, because really you saying, hey, go for the husband, and she like, no, I just want the dick. You know what I'm saying? So now y'all not on the same page anyway. You know,
yeah, and I don't think any of my friends would tell me that, and that could be my fault. I'm not all about getting dick. I never was all about getting dick. I always favored marriage. I always favored relationships. And so maybe because I have that type of energy, I'm not the one to say, well, girl, you know, I'm just posting on there because shit, I like to get dick every now and then. None of my friends would ever admit that to me. I don't think. And that's my own fault.
And that's what I'm saying, because you know, of hearing you talk about some of your friends have been divorced and, you know, XYZ, so they might not have it in their mind that they want to get another husband, but they also saying, late at night when I'm lonely, I wouldn't mind getting my back beat out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They don't want the husband.
I also don't have the type of friends that don't feel used from one night stands. I don't have the type of friends that don't feel like they're worth more than just sex. And so that's why the topic is sparked. I don't know a lot of women like you're describing. Not saying they're not out there, but I don't have a lot of friends in my circle that are at a point where they're just like, girl, yeah, you know, I just go out looking for the dick.
Well, but this the thing though. I'm not saying that it necessarily goes like that, because some women, I feel like, this is the thing. I feel like a lot of women sometimes that is not their initial plan, but I do feel like a lot of women think they pussy is so good that they can turn a situation into a relationship. So
that's interesting.
So I'm not saying that they go out. They go out and just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go get some dick. But look at how many men, a lot of times, you know, I don't know how many, but I know a lot. Man go out, he go hook up with a chick. Next thing you know, I holler at my homeboy. Boy, I hooked up with this girl last week. Okay, cool. You smashed the whole night. We talking. 2-3 weeks later go by, they stay together. They in a relationship. I'm like, damn, this the same chick you told me you smashed, and now y'all damn near in a relationship. Next month you done moved in. So she done turned the situation where it's like, I know that they want pussy, but so I can turn this probably into a relationship.
And I think that's a great topic for one of these weeks coming up, is that I think things have changed. We are in a generation where we've come to the realization that, okay, if men want sex first, cool. Let's get that out of the way.
Boom.
And now you want to convince him after you gave him the pussy that you also can fry good chicken.
Boom.
Okay.
I don't know about that last part. But boom.
Okay. I got good pussy and I know how to cook. I got good pussy and I got a bank account with a whole bunch of money. And it's like they are now allowing for sex to be the handshake. You know what I'm saying?
Look at you coming around to reality.
Yes. So let's switch topics. Even though we didn't do a wrap up, I think we did do a wrap up. Yeah.
I think that's pretty much good.
Okay, so this kind of rolls into our next topic. I don't know the name of the podcast, and maybe in editing we could put we can insert what I found on social media. It's this guy that says
Mr. Let It Go. That's his name.
Mr. Let It Go did this whole little talk with somebody. He was having a talk, and he was like, what's really annoying is women have this automatic encourage button. So this is the second topic, encouragement sabotage. And I want everybody to really listen to that. Encouragement sabotage. There are such things as what we call positive affirmations. And it's when you give someone a positive outlook. So, great example. You can do better, girl. better than the boyfriend she got. You can do so much better. Girl, keep going. You're going to, you know, all you got to do is work out 3 days a week, drink a lot of water. You're going to drop all that weight, girl. These are positive affirmations that I think women are expected to give. We are expected to say, you can do it. We are expected to say, you're beautiful. We are expected to be our girlfriend's cheerleader. And I'm telling you right now, it's getting in the way of telling them the truth. And that is complete sabotage. What I mean by that is, you got a heavy friend. Let's say you got a heavy set friend, okay? She comes to you Tuesday, 11 o'clock, talking about she want to hit the buffet. You have a responsibility to your friend, okay? I have a responsibility to my friend. I have a responsibility to my family that if I have a friend that's battling obesity, the last place I want to see her at is a buffet, let alone be with her. So I was using that example as to what can I say besides, no, girl, you don't need to be at no buffet. I can't say that. It's mean. It's mean-spirited.
How though?
Let me just finish. It's mean. You can't say that to people.
Yes, you can.
And the reason why you can't say it is because it's not going to be received well. You know what she's going to do? She's going to hang up and call her other friend to go to the buffet. So the problem is she's still going. She's going to go to the buffet without you. Okay? So I came up with this. Why don't you say, you know what? I'll go to the buffet with you if we don't eat any carbs. So no Chinese donuts, no rice.
It's not going to work.
No crab ragoon. We got to eat all the veggies and all the meats. We can have as much meat and veggies as we want. And we're going to go to that buffet. We're going to tear it down, girl. Me and you, meat and veggies.
Nope.
But that's the only way that I came up with being able to encourage without being mean and to not sabotage my friend. Because like I said, it's going to be sabotage for me to say, hell yeah, girl, let's go. Because I'm sabotaging now. I'm adding to her obesity. It's going to be sabotage for me to say no because I know she's just going to call someone else. My whole motive is to get her to realize that she's not making a very smart choice if she's already obese to go to an all-you-can-eat. So I'm trying to find a thin line between making her happy and still being honest that I don't feel good about going to a buffet with you. That's not the place we should be together. But why don't we just go and try to eat healthy?
Gotcha.
That is an example of having a positive affirmation and being truthful at the same time. Because you're right. Being positive and not telling the truth is sabotaging not only your friends, it's sabotaging your family. And I'm going to go deeper than food later on in the conversation because I'm really being challenged by people I love saying that I should be more positive. Man. They want me less judgmental. When I tell the truth, it's harsh. I'm judging. So I am working on trying to deliver my truth in a way that I could still deliver some positive affirmation because it's obviously needed if I'm being jumped on for being someone that might be too honest or coming off as judgmental.
That's a bunch of women telling you that shit, and I'm gonna tell you right now, it's a bunch of horse shit. For real, the reality of it is this: I'm gonna come from a lot of different standpoints, but I'm gonna come in the most important way that I feel like everybody can understand. Okay, is women. Y'all have y'all kids. Y'all kids could be overweight. What is the mother gonna say? Baby, I love you. You cute. You beautiful. You handsome. They gonna hold on, zip it. They gonna tell you a whole bunch of things about your kid, and that's what a mother is supposed to do. And you know when the kid get hit with a whole bunch of motherfucking truth is when he get to school, and the kids, which I know from being a boy, I can't speak from women, but I can speak from a boy and becoming a man. The boys are gonna look at you and call you a lard ass. They're going to look at you and call your ass fat. And this is when you're going to get hit with some real truth that your mama sitting there trying to pacify your ass, sitting there letting you believe that bullshit. And this is what I'm talking about with women. Because the thing that you also leaving out is that positive affirmation is in that L-I-E-S. Lies. A whole bunch of motherfucking lies is going on. You can tell a motherfucker they fat. Like, I'm letting tell you that, goddamn, you know what I'm saying, you as wide as the football field, you know what I'm saying? That would be exaggerating and taking it to the 10th power. But for me to call you fat, and that's what you are, that's just what it is. When we look at this world, we start picking and choosing, like, what we can live with is truth and what we can live with that is not truth. And I feel like women straddle this line of where they like, girl, you can do it and this and that. Like, I feel like that's a whole bunch of, y'all are robotically, like, just telling them because it sounds good out your mouth. Just
it's
to
the
say,
right thing to
just
say.
just to say that. But it's the wrong thing to say. Because if you sit there and tell your girlfriend, girl, you can do better and get a better man, can they? You know what I'm saying? That's the real question. Can they? Because you don't believe it your damn self. Because you know what ends up happening? You tell them they can do better than the man that they can originally get. They get rid of that man and end up with a man with the same goddamn problem. So who really have the problem? Is it the men that they keep choosing, or is it them? I've seen a woman sit there and say, well, I want to get rid of this dude because he's broke and he's an alcoholic. And then turn around and get someone who got money but uses coke. Now, did you really do better? Or did you just pick the same type of motherfucker?
Right.
So you gonna have to look at yourself and say, realistically, I think I have a problem as far as like, I don't know how to choose men. And is you being a friend, you probably need to say, you know what, girl? You probably need to evaluate like how you view men, how you pick men. Or better yet, make yourself better so you can look for better suitors, or better suitors will look for you. Because to me, you giving out the same type of energy that you actually draw back. Mm-hmm. So when I hear women be like, well, it ain't men that, men ain't shit, and I keep attracting broke men, and they start, they be on like podcasts and shit, like, why does this keep happening to you? And every person, no matter what podcast you on, what show you see, or this and that, they keep saying like, well, where are you choosing these men? And they don't ever really have an answer. They never really have an answer because this is what they putting out. You attracting what you give and you put out. And because you don't want to become better, you can't attract anything better. Instead of your friends telling you that, you let them go along with this lie.
Okay, so if you and I were, even if we were in an improv class, and you were a woman and I was a woman, we were having a conversation, and you said, I can't seem to find a guy or find a mate. And in that improv class, I said, I just wouldn't choose. Well, maybe you should try tanning. You're a little pale this season. It's just, even in an improv situation, that's not where a woman's mind goes. Not that a woman's mind doesn't go to truth, but I think positive affirmations are just built into our DNA. We just would not respond to someone saying that to, you know what, it's because you're a little pale. I think you need to tan. But that's just not what we would say.
But you don't have to do that. Watch this. You just said an improv, right? And you was like, hey, it's two women in here. What would you say? You said, I'm looking for a man, right? That's what you just asked me, right? This is the correct answer. What type of man are you looking for? Because you have to tell me what type of man you're looking for. When you tell me what type of man you're looking for, my next shit right out of my mouth is going to be, would he choose you?
That's really good.
Now, how did I come up with that? And this shit is just out on the fly. You know what I'm saying? That's
really, really good.
Like this shit just poof, just like that. But for some strange reason, you keep saying women can't do this. You know why? Because y'all start going to this situation where it's like about feelings. You don't want to hurt her feelings, and you don't want to hurt, she's going to go somewhere else without me. So she's going to go to the buffet without me. I've been in buffets and shit. I'm quite sure you done been in buffets. There's plenty of people who done been in buffets, and you know what we do when we in buffets? We people watch. We people watch at the mall. We people watch in clothing stores. We definitely people watch in buffets. And somebody at some point in time have been in an all-you-can-eat and saw somebody in that motherfucker was like, nah, they know damn well they ain't supposed to be in here.
They do not belong here.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Now, if I know this, you know what I'm saying? And you talking about you in there with your friend giving her an ultimatum between asparagus and cake. They gonna pick the asparagus. What the fuck is going on in this motherfucker? I'm gonna pick asparagus over cake? This don't even make sense to me.
You might because
there we go with this shit.
You might because your friend. I don't know. I came up with that because it was the only metaphor or example I could use to give people the feeling that I feel when I am challenged in that way. If I have a friend that has a bad habit, it's not always my method to attack the habit or the person. It's always my method to remind someone. I have a friend that has quit before. She's quit smoking before. So whenever we have this conversation about her not smoking cigarettes, I use the positive part. Girl, I know when you put your mind to something, you can stop smoking. You can stop because I've seen you do it. Instead of me saying, girl, you done tried to smoke so many times, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Your problem is you like to smoke and you're going to die smoking. And so let's just accept it. I accept you and let's just live life. I can't do that. But I have to encourage her in some way. I can't be the dead line in the sand that, hey, you smoking, all is lost. I'm not that girl. So I use the positive affirmation to remind her that it's been done before. And of course you can quit smoking. Of course you can. You can do it. That is built into me. And it's not that I don't mean it. I'm not saying it to pacify her. I'm saying it because it's built in for me to come at her that way. It's built in for me to say, you know what? I'll go to the buffet with you, but let's not eat no carbs. Like, you know, you're killing yourself. It's in me to tell the truth, but it's also in me to lift up at the same time. And I think a lot of us, it's important to have this conversation because one of us are stuck on one end of the spectrum or another. Some of us are just too raw and we're getting called judgmental. And some of us are not given the truth at all and we're just encouraging. And both of those things are hurtful. I think encouraging someone and saying, you know what, girl, I know you smoke cigarettes. I accept you and I love you the way you are. That is a death sentence for your friend, and you are accepting that they're going to leave the earth early. It's just like having a friend on heroin. I'm not going to be like, girl, I know you shooting up heroin, but I love you. Let's just, go in the room, do your heroin. I'll be here when you get back. And I can't be her either. But I have to find a thin line that it doesn't push my friend or my friends into a dark hole where they're being these people out of my eyesight because they know that they can't do that around Kaynah.
You know what I think the problem is? And it's crazy to me. And maybe that's the difference between men and women. Men want to win. Women are okay with getting by. And I hate to put it like that, but I honestly feel like that's probably realistically the problem. Like, I'll give you an example. When we're talking about truth, and you just say, hey, you can take the route of, I don't want to hurt this person's feelings, and, that's a hurtful thing today. I'm a diehard Lakers fan. It's Lakers to me till I die. But you take somebody like Russell Westbrook and what's going on with him right now. Are people giving him a pass? Fuck no. And know why? It's not that Russell Westbrook can't play. He's in the NBA. But is he playing like shit? People are reminding him that he played like shit. That's why he's getting offended by people calling him Westbrick and all this type of shit. Know why? Because he's shooting bricks. I can't tell you that it ain't what I see it is. You see what I'm saying? But that's the difference between men. Because who he get confronted by a lot is other men. That's why they calling him Westbrick. Because you shooting bricks. Now if you was doing better, the Westbrick wouldn't be there. But we can't let you just continue to shoot bricks and act like we didn't see the shit. We can't continue to lose games and then sit there and be like, yeah, that's just another game. That just, that, you know what I'm saying? That just don't matter, you know what I'm saying? Like, probably in the next couple of games, it'll be okay. No, after a while, it's like, okay, man. The Lakers organization is meant for winning. You chose to come here, so it comes with a certain stigma that comes with that. Winning, and you ain't showing winning. And a lot of times with women, it's like y'all pacify them losing. Hey, it's okay, girl. You'll find someone who want to smoke cigarettes. Why? Why the fuck would you encourage that shit that, well, you can try to stop smoking cigarettes or just come to the realization that your friend just might be a quitter. Your friend might need to go seek help that's beyond herself because she can't help herself. I don't think y'all identify the real problems that's what's wrong with them. Y'all give them a little bit too much credit on what they can achieve when that might not be the example of what's going on. Like if you have a homegirl and she go to counseling, she has a CPA, she has a life coach. Well, that's a pattern of
I need help.
She always need help. So for you to be like, you can do it, no, she can't.
You have to be an encourager.
I don't encourage failure. Now, You can say other things to help her. She can't stop smoking cigarettes. On her own, she probably can. You understand? You understand what I'm saying? So you got to point her in the direction of someone who can really help her do it. Whether that might be her kids, whether that might be someone who is a professional in helping people stop smoking. But for you to sit there and say you can do it, and you see every aspect of her life failing, you is just as guilty as her. Because you not telling her the truth when you see everything else around her life crumble and seeing that she can't help. Now, a lot of things what women do to is a big degree to y'all is this. What y'all used to be, you're not. What she was in high school, she ain't now. She older. You understand what I'm saying? What you could do in your 20s, you probably can't do in your 30s. Mine different. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. When you 18, 19, you can have 3 jobs. No problem. Try that shit in your 30s and 40s.
Tired.
You start coming home talking about I need a nap and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Real shit.
Like, you can't do the same shit you did in your fucking 20s as you did in your 30s.
Right.
So now, trying to get better later on in life could be a lot harder than it appear to be.
Yeah.
So you just saying, girl, you can do it. You can get a better man. I just don't feel that's the right approach to have, because even men don't do that for other men. You understand what I'm saying?
But I hope everybody knows and is feeling what I feel. I feel like it's hopeless. Because I do. And that's how much positive affirmation has been ingrained in us as women. When someone calls you having a bad day, you don't remind them, I told you was going to have a bad day because last Tuesday you made this choice and now that choice coming back to bite you in the ass. It's just not something you do. As other women, it's like, okay, that's in the past. It's going to be all right. We have to have some type of positive affirmation in there. And let me tell you why I know
Let me stop you before you go further.
Go ahead.
Saw that what you just did? I stopped you right there because you said, if I tell them they're going to have a bad week next week.
Based on the choice they made last Tuesday.
Based on the choice that they made.
Yeah.
But why you don't bring up the choice that they made is the reason they had the bad week. See, this is the difference between men and women. You letting them off the hook for their accountability of what was done. If you made a decision that led you into the bad week, you don't bring up the decision that they made. You just tell them, oh, well, fuck it, get over that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I'm not that it's in the past, because the past can't be changed. I don't worry about things I can't change.
Gotcha. Losing is losing, though. So to get better, instead of them repeating the cycle of what they did that got them to that bad week, you see what I'm saying? Because sometimes that's energy. That's energy that's going to transfer over and over and over again. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a trifecta. It just keep going. Because for one, if they don't know that because I made this choice and then I can't take accountability for this bad choice that I made that made me have that bad week, then the next week they do the same thing and then bam, another bad week going to play. That's called insanity. That's fucking crazy. You got to call that shit out. Men call that shit out. I ain't going to let my homeboy continue to be a cheater and keep getting caught. I'm going to be like, nigga, you keep getting caught because you keep cheating. Yeah. And you're not even covering it up right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be like, well, the problem is, brother, you just ain't cheating right. You know what I'm saying?
I swear to you, that's everything. That is everything. That is everything. Because that's basically what's happening. It's kind of like we're accepting the bad habit. So we're just trying to maybe show them a way to be better at being bad.
But exactly. But that's what I'm saying. That's why I gave that example. Because my thing is, if my homeboy come to me and, you know, he constantly getting busted, I would be like, well, do you think the common denominator is just that you cheating? Or if I have a friend that's stealing,
they keep going to jail.
You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. My fucking response to him is, maybe your ass not a good thief. Won't you just try not stealing? You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Like some people don't sell dope well. Well, you can't be a drug dealer. Just because you want to be it don't mean it's for you.
Yeah. Real shit.
And sometimes you got to point that out to your homegirls. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why I said, like, even though that's going on, you can at least say, what type of man are you looking for? And when they say what type of man you're looking for, now would that man choose you?
I think that's the best thing you've ever probably said out of all the seasons of our shows.
Man, you crazy. This is all fact right here. You know what I'm saying? This shit is simple.
No, but for me, that's like the best thing you've told me. Because then that would make them outline their problems instead of me outlining their problems, which is maybe the issue. You don't want to hear that you need to stop smoking from your friends. You don't want to hear you don't need to go to the buffet from your friends. Your friends are your refuge, and that's why they come there looking for the positive affirmations, and that's why friends feel responsible to give you positive affirmations, because I know that's why my phone is ringing. I have several friends. This isn't about one friend in particular. All of my friends are successful in their own right, but have particular issues that we share with each other and we talk to each other about. And when they come to me, I know for sure they're looking for me to pick them up off the floor. They're not looking for me to put my foot on their neck. And
maybe they
because
need to be put on their neck.
I'm the foot on the neck type of friend, so much that I will put my bad issues out on the table so that no one will feel judgmental. A lot of times I'll say, girl, I have this very nasty habit. So when I don't want to do that, I take certain steps to stay away from that habit. I'll say that first so that I don't come off so judgmental. But what ends up being in my lap is that that's why my phone is ringing. They're calling me because they need to be picked up off the floor already. So it's not the time to put my foot on their neck. And that's where the positive affirmations are coming from.
That's what I'm saying. I call bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I gave this example, you know, and like I said, again, that's the difference between men and women. My homeboy called me. His house getting tore apart. You know what I'm saying? His woman had found out he cheating. I remind him right then and there. I told you, your ass, that this was going to happen. Fuck that pickup off the floor. I'm going to remind you that you was told this by me when you said, man, this big booty girl at the job, man, I just don't know. Listen, bro, you know your woman. You know what I'm saying? And we know you. You ain't good at cheating. You know what I'm saying? This is going to blow up in your face. Now you find yourself on I-4 trying to tear I-4 down before your woman tear your house down. And I'm going to bring that to your attention. I'm not finna give them mustard when they need to catch up. You know what I'm saying? Like this this is not finna I ain't gonna give them mustard. I ain't gonna give mustard when you gotta get ketchup.
Yeah.
Like that's just what it is. And I feel like a lot of times that's what y'all do. That's what y'all do for the women. Like that crying and stuff like that don't make them no better. It just really doesn't. It just lets them say, it's okay, I fucked up, and then they gonna go fuck up again, and then call you again. You know what I'm saying? That's a hamster wheel. You know what I'm saying? Just going around and around in a circle. And I don't want nobody to do that. Even when people are trying to be better in life, especially in the black community, what we get accused of. Someone makes a whole bunch of money, and then get called a sellout because they don't stay in the hood. Now, you can go back to the hood, but I don't gotta stay there. You understand what I'm saying? That's insanity. And I don't know nobody that really want to be there. Yeah. At the end of the day, everyone wants to make it out. You know what I'm saying? Wants to be better. But I'm not going to try to be hard and be like, well, shit, I got all this money. So, fuck, I can go down there and hang out with everybody else with $1 million. I ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy as hell. But that's what you selling to your friends. Some crazy as hell shit. Like, if you encouraging them and they are continuing to make those type of mistakes, you might have to tell them to look at themselves. Now, you might not have the answer of how they can get better, but y'all can find an answer for them to get better, because it might not just be in them to do it themselves. A lot of people can't pick themselves up and just wake up one day and be like, you know, I'm going to stop smoking today. You know what I'm saying? You know what? I'm going to start cooking today and get me a man. You know what I'm saying? They might have to go to cooking class. You know what I'm saying? You might have to point them to Betty Crocker. You might have to do some of these things, but not making them look at their own faults. Man, fuck all that shit. That shit don't work. You know what I'm saying? If my friend is fat, me trying to be like, you know what, man, just eat some asparagus, he might need more help than just eating asparagus.
But that was only my way of softening the blow. Because what I really want to say to an obese person that calls me to join them at the Chinese buffet, my real answer is no, I don't want to. But to me, that is the wrong answer. The right answer is yes, but, or we can if. You understand what I'm saying? That's kind of like not wanting to completely say no to your kid. Mom, can I have? you can if. You don't want to just say yes, but you also don't want to say no. You want to give them something. Hey, you do all your homework, give me 25 push-ups, take a shower, brush your teeth, and then you can have it.
Gotcha. Let me ask you a question. If your kid said to you, but Mom, I want to smoke this crack, are you going to just drive them to the crack house and go get the crack?
No.
What you going to tell them?
I'm going to tell them that crack kills. And I don't want you to die.
You're going to tell them the truth.
Yeah. Immediately.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? And this is the thing that I tell a lot of people. You know, some people have obesity. Some people can't stop smoking cigarettes. Some people can't stop drinking. Some people overdose on pussy. But too much shit is never good for you. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what you're going to have to identify, really, at the end of the day. You got to tell them that type of truth.
Well, maybe this is another topic, because I know we're coming at the top of the hour here. But, you know, love. At the end of these conversations or arguments, it's always, I'm telling you this because I love you. If I bought you a pack of cigarettes, that's the same as me saying I don't give a fuck what happened to you. If I know that you steal and I'm telling you to bring the biggest purse you got in the house, there's a chance that you're going to jail today and I don't give a fuck. If I know that you cheat and I'm setting you up to do that, then I might not really love you. You just might be here for the moment. Because if I know these things are going to take you away early, then why would I be encouraging you to do them? That means going to jail from a bad habit. That means going to your deathbed early because of a bad habit. All these things that are bad, if the person that's beside you says they love you, I thought these were the people that would stop you from going down that road, not encouraging you to keep going, because you know what? You're going to come out on the other side, girl. So that's the thin line for me. And it's a real issue for me, and I think a lot of women out there, is just that you don't want to draw the line in the sand. You want to pick up that person and be able to tell the truth at the same time. And it seems like it's just more difficult for women than it is for men. But I would like to visit the subject of what love really looks like. Because there are a lot of women out there who are saying, you know what? I smoke, so I'm just going to find another fucker that smoke and accept me for smoking. I do crack, so I'm going to find me another motherfucker to do crack with me. And they think that they can find love in that situation. But if a person put crack on that pipe for you to smoke, that's not love. That's you fulfilling a need for the moment. He needs you because he smokes crack too. You need each other because you want to be, what they call it, codependent. You want to be codependent on someone else instead of getting better. And I think we need to visit that as a separate topic.
Okay. I ain't got no problem with that.
Okay, so are we ready for the tap in, or do you have a wrap up for that subject?
I mean, I'm just gonna say, like, really at the end of the day, for people that are, I'm always say tell the truth at the end of the day. You know, we need to start having more uncomfortable conversations than passive conversations. Those passive conversations, I feel, aren't going anywhere, aren't getting anywhere. So I just feel like a lot of those are not, you know, they're not productive. You know, like it puts people in stagnant places in their life. So I feel like we need to start having more uncomfortable conversations, because people need to have uncomfortable conversations. Because I feel like now when people don't agree, it's like what you said, they don't want to talk no more, or they go to another friend. Why? Just because you had an uncomfortable conversation because someone just didn't agree with you. And this is some of the things, you know, everybody didn't go to debate class in school and stuff like that, but you need to know how to accept things that people tell you that are untrue about yourself, or that are true about yourself that you don't believe is true. So, you know, that would be my wrap up as far as that.
All right, it's time for the tap in portion of the show. I think we have a new way to tap in. Right now, if you want to tap in, you'll just leave the message on the relations page.
Yeah, they can just DM on whether y'all joining us on the TikTok or our relations page on Instagram. Just DM us the questions, and we will ask those questions.
Okay.
And that's how it go.
All right. So what should I do? I'm in a relationship with the best girlfriend I've ever had, but I'm not sexually or physically attracted to her. She comes on to me, and I'll try to change the subject or deviate her approach with excuses, and I know it's making her feel some type of way. We've been on and off in this relationship for 2 years. What should I do? So as I'm reading this, forgive me, everybody. I'm a huge fan of the LGBTQ community. But as I'm reading this, my gaydar is going up. And I'm wondering if this person is sexually attracted to women. I do find that men who are attracted to the other sex, men who like men, sometimes have excellent friendships with women. And those women can misconstrue a friendship with romantic feelings. And by the time 2 years has gone by, you don't want to break this person's heart and tell them that you're not sexually attracted to them or to women in particular. And that might not be this guy's situation, but there's someone watching, I bet, who was in the same situation. So I'm trying to make it as universal as possible. Now, if that's not this guy's issue, and he does like women, and he just doesn't like her, again, you're being dishonest. If she is the best girlfriend you've ever had, she deserves the best boyfriend she's ever had. And she couldn't possibly be getting the best out of you if you're not giving her her physical or sexual needs. I feel bad for her. Just hearing a man saying she's the best girlfriend I ever had, I know that she's going above and beyond to do that, because men don't talk like that. So for him to admit what a great girlfriend she is to him, I know that she's bending over backwards to be that. And it hurts my feelings that she's in a relationship she's not getting fulfilled. So I would appeal to him to whatever it is that's making you say she's the best girlfriend you've ever had. That should be the same thing that allows you to let her go.
You need to stop watching TV shows and shit, man. Like, first thing popped up in your head was he was down low. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I'm just telling the truth from the verbiage I got. How could you be with somebody for 2 years and every time they want to have sex with you, you're like, let's watch this movie. That's what comes to mind. Easy. I can tell you how it would come that way. Just because a person is good, and this is the thing also about men, just because a person is good a lot of times don't necessarily mean that every aspect of them is good. There are people who can bend their back to be a nice person, get you clothes, support you financially, support you school-wise and stuff like that. But physically, some people can change. Sometimes you meet a woman one way, then they start to gain weight, which becomes unattractive to the man. I do know personally, I've even know guys that a lot of times sometimes when guys meet women, we judge women based on like what they weight is at that point in time, and then we also go a little step further and we be like, well, if she got pregnant, how big would she necessarily get? I'm just saying that happens. You know, I know women don't even, y'all don't think with logic, y'all just go with hearts. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of men that do that, because at the end of the day, you get a woman pregnant. Let's say you marry her, get her pregnant, then she gain weight. What? I'm just supposed to get rid of her? It ain't that goddamn simple. Now I'm stuck with her ass. You understand what I'm saying? And now we are where he at. You see what I'm saying? Now I'm in a 2-year relationship, and I can't just be like, you was a lot smaller when I met you. You know what there's that truth now. Why can't you say that? What for a man? What for a man? So you can't tell a woman that she was skinny when you met, she got fat, but you're not gonna say after 2 years, well, honey, I didn't meet you like this. Every man is not the same, just like every woman is not the same. Certain men, I know men that, like, for instance, for me, my uncle told his wife he had a weight cap. So every man is not the same. So don't be like you know everything. Every man is different. What I said was, for him, he might not be like that, because there are certain people that believe in that philosophy of what you're talking about that just can't just say what the real problem is. Now, I didn't hear, that was kind of vague on, like, I'm not sexually attracted to it, so I wish it was a little bit more information. But what I would say is, now we get into the area of just being used, using the person. Because if you have an on again, off again situation that's playing out, to me what's going on is when you're off, you fucking someone else. And then when you on, you might be playing house. They might have a kid. I don't really know the scenario. I would need to know a little bit more. But you're right. She can't be the best girlfriend that you ever had if you can't commit to her just sexually. That could be a little vain, but some motherfuckers are vain. So to me, I would just leave that scenario alone. Yeah. To me, you know what I'm saying?
Let her go.
I would wipe my hands of it. Yeah. So that might be another topic.
It is because he doesn't want to let her go because of all the good girlfriend benefits she provides. He wants to keep her.
Well, I got you, but we might need to do a show that consists of basically knowing when to let go, because I find a lot of times people be in relationships and they don't know when to cut it off.
Yeah, let it go. Yep. Well, I know when to cut this off. It's the top of the hour, guys. It's been another great episode of Relations. My name is Kaynah Lassiter, and you can find me on Twitter and IG at Kaynah Lassiter.
Hey, you can find your boy on both platforms. That's Twitter and IG under 51 Spade. I want to thank everybody for joining us on Podbean and TikTok. Hey, y'all can subscribe to the channel and check us out on Fridays on the YouTube channel. Please subscribe and click the like button so you don't miss out on the new and improved Relations for the new season. You know how it goes down. So if you're looking for the shirts, you can go to the IG Alpha Male God Creations and get you one of these finest, shirts you ever seen. And like I always say about this time and sign us out,